Good day to all of you. Myself, Dr. Arvind Sharma, Associate Professor in Physics, Government Nagar College, Bikaner. Today we are going to understand about the magnetron's mathematical aspect. In last lecture, we cleared the conceptual base of magnetron. Okay. So in this book, magnetron oscillators is given like that. Hull invented in 1921 and laboratory device until about 1940. Okay, during World War II, an urgent need for high power microwave generators. In World War II, high power microwave generators are necessary for radar transmitters. Okay, so it is invented. Now, all magnetrons consist some form of anode, cathode operated in a DC magnetic field normal to a DC electric field. Cathode operated in a DC magnetic field normal to a DC electric field. That means E and H are crossed fields perpendicular to each other. Okay. Now, we know that electric field is between cathode and anode and magnetic field is perpendicular to this field. Because of crossed field between cathode and anode, the electrons emitted from the cathode are influenced by the crossed field to move in a curved path. Electric field gives the energy to the electrons and magnetic field gives the curved path. That means variation in the path is due to magnetic field. If the DC magnetic field is strong enough, the electrons will not arrive in the anode. If DC magnetic field is strong enough, in that case, electrons will not arrive in the anode, but return instead to cathode. As we see in last lecture, consequently the anode current is cut off. This is known as cutoff condition. Magnetrons is classified in three parts. We know that there are many kinds of magnetrons, and magnetrons can be classified as three types. First, split anode magnetron. In a split anode magnetron, the use of static negative resistance between two anode segments. Static negative resistance between two anode segments is used for split anode magnetron. Number two, cyclotron frequency magnetrons. This type operates under the influence of synchronism between an alternating component of electric field and a periodic oscillation of electrons in a direction parallel to the field. Third, traveling wave magnetrons. This type of depends on the interaction of electrons with a traveling electromagnetic field of linear velocity. They are customarily referred to simply as magnetrons. Okay. Now, negative resistance magnetrons ordinarily operate at frequencies below microwave region. Below microwave region, negative resistance magnetron. Cyclotron frequency magnetrons operate at frequency in microwave range. Their output is very low, about 1 watt at 3 gigahertz, and their efficiency is very low, about 10% in the split anode type of 1% in the single anode type. Thus, the first two types of magnetrons are not considered in this text. In this section, only traveling wave magnetrons such as cylindrical magnetron, linear or planar magnetron, and coaxial magnetron, voltage tunable magnetron, inverted magnetron. There are many kinds of magnetrons in traveling magnetrons. Frequency Eagle magnetron. So here we only discuss about cylindrical magnetron. Okay. A schematic diagram is shown in the figure 10.1, and this kind of magnetron is also known as conventional magnetrons. In cylindrical magnetron, several retrained cavities are connected to gaps. This is the schematic diagram. In a circular path, several cavities are connected. This is known as anode. Center cylinder is known as cathode. This is RF output, and a potential V0 is given between anode and cathode, and a perpendicular magnetic field B0 is given this perpendicular direction towards downward V0. Okay, so this is the schematic diagram. Okay, now several retrained cavities are connected to the gaps. The DC voltage V0 is applied between cathode and anode. The magnetic field, that means magnetic flux density B0. Magnetic flux density B0 is in positive Z direction. When the DC voltage and the magnetic flux density, magnetic flux and DC voltage are adjusted properly, the electrons will follow cycloidal paths in the cathode-anode space under the combined force of both electric and magnetic fields as shown in figure. This is the mechanism that we already understand in last lecture, cathode, anode, and what is the path of electron according to the magnitude of electric and magnetic field. Equation of motion. Equations of electron motion, how electron moves and which kind of equation for it. The equation of motion for electron in a cylindrical magnetron can be written with the aid of equations. This equation is written in cylindrical coordinates r, phi and z. Okay. So it can be written as, this is converted into, we know that the equations for electric field is, what is force? F equal to Fe plus Fb. Fe is E plus Fb is E V cross B, E V cross B. Okay. And force is given by Ma, this is M, and this is term for acceleration. Okay, and if it is converted into cylindrical coordinates, then it is the term for R and phi, and this is term for combined term from this. This is d2r upon dt2 minus r d5 upon dt2 square equal to E er upon m minus E r bz upon m d5 upon dz, because component of B is along only z direction, so you can easily calculate V cross B. Okay, and this is written in the form combined form 1 upon r d upon dt r square d5 upon dt equal to E upon m bz dr. So it can be easily understood by. Now, what is E by m? You all know, and B0 equal to Bz is assumed in the positive z direction. Rearrange equation 10.12. So it can be written as d upon dt r square d5 upon dt equal to E upon m Bz r dr upon dt equal to 1 upon r omega c d upon dt r square. What is omega c? Cyclotron angular frequency. We are taking it as omega c equal to a upon m bz. Now integrating this term, easily you can get r square d phi upon dt equal to 1 upon 2 omega c r square plus constant. And now applying the boundary condition r equal to a, where a is the radius of the cathode cylinder and d phi upon dt equal to 0, then constant equal to minus 1 upon 2 omega c a square. The angular velocity is expressed by d phi upon dt equal to 1 upon 2 omega c 1 minus a square upon r square. Okay. Since the magnetic field does not work on the electrons, you know that the kinetic energy is due to electric field, and magnetic field only gives the curved path. A magnetic field does not work on the electrons. The kinetic energy of the electron is given by half mv square equal to EV, that is given by external potential between cathode and anode. Hence the electron velocity has r and phi components such that v square equal to 2e upon m, ev equal to vr square plus v phi square equal to, again in terms of coordinates, cylindrical coordinates, dr upon dt phi square, dr upon dt square plus r d phi upon dt square. Now at r equal to b, the radius from the center to the cathode to the edge of the anode, v equal to v0 and dr upon dt is equal to 0 when electron just graze the anode. So this equation becomes d phi upon dt equal to 1 upon 2 omega c 1 minus a square upon b square. This term. Okay. Now rearranging this equation, v square d phi upon dt square equal to 2e upon m v0. Now substituting equation 8 and 9, substitution of equation 8 into 9, d phi upon dt, this term is replaced here. So we got the result b square 1 upon 2 omega c 1 minus b square upon a square upon b square bracket whole square equal to twice ev0 upon m. The electrons will acquire a tangential as well as radial velocity. Electrons acquire tangential as well as radial velocity. Okay. Whether the electron will just graze the anode and return toward the cathode depends on the relative magnitude of V0 and B0. What is the magnitude of B0, V0 and B0? Okay. The Hull cutoff condition. The Hull cutoff magnetic equation is obtained from equation 10. BOC equal to, you can easily calculate from this equation. Okay. So your condition for magnetic field becomes BOC equal to 8V0 m upon e raised to half upon B 1 minus a square upon b square. You just put the omega c. What is omega c? You know that what is omega c? Omega c we define here. Omega c is E upon B, EB upon mz. Omega c equal to EBZ upon m. Okay. So by putting this, you can easily calculate the relation for BOC. This means if B0 is greater than BOC, for a given B0, the electron will not reach the anode. So conversely, the cutoff voltage, from here you can calculate V0 V0 equal to E upon 8m P0 square small v square 1 minus a square upon v square raised to your whole square. This means V0 less than V0C. V0 less than V0C, for a given V0 the electrons will not reach the anode, and this equation is known as Hull cutoff voltage equation. Okay, so we derive this equation, Hull cutoff voltage equation. A numerical is given here. You can easily calculate by substituting in the formula. Cyclotron angular frequency. We know that mv square upon r equal to ev for magnetic field. Cyclotron angular frequency omega c equal to v upon r, ev upon b. You already know that relations, you understand in your UG class, time period 2 pi upon ev. Now, if there are n recurrent cavities in anode structure, the phase shift between two adjacent cavities can be expressed as phi n 2 pi m upon n. N is integer and nth mode of oscillation. In order for oscillations to produce in the structure, the anode DC voltage must be adjusted so that average rotational velocity of the electrons corresponding to phase velocity of the field in the slow wave structure. Okay, so magnetrons are ordinarily operated in pi mode. That means phi n equal to pi. And equation 3 shows that the lines of force in pi mode of an 8 cavity magnetron. Figure 10.13. This already we understand, or I explained it very well in the last lecture. So here you can see that if the L is the mean separation between cavities, phase constant of the fundamental field is given by beta 0 equal to 2 pi upon n L. Traveling wave field of the slow wave structure may be obtained by solving Maxwell's equations subject to the boundary conditions. We know that if I0 equal to j E1 e raised to j omega t minus B0 phi. E is constant, beta 0 is given by this equation, upper equation. So angular velocity d phi upon dt equal to this. So using that, you can easily calculate that the cyclotron frequency is given by omega c equal to beta 0. Similarly, you can calculate power output efficiency of the, first of all, efficiency and power output of magnetron depends on resonant structure of the DC constant. And what is the equivalent structure? YE, VC, L, ZRZ, all are given here. YE electronic admittance, V RF voltage across vein tips, C capacitance at the vein tips, L the inductance of the resonator, CR conductance of resonator, capital G load conductance of resonator. So you can easily understand. Q unloaded is given by omega 0 C upon GR, omega 0 equal to this, omega E external is given by omega C upon GL, and QL given by this, and circuit efficiency you can easily calculate like that. And efficiency is given by P generated upon PDC is given by V0 I0 minus P lost upon V0 I0. The symbols are well defined here, and again hour of output you can easily calculate. So these are very simple expressions, and after that at last what is electron frequency you can easily calculate. There is nothing new for it, and a numerical is also given, and only direct replacement for the numerical values, and you can easily get the result. Okay, so you can easily understand this article, and hence we at present we just at the stage of end of this chapter, that means unit 3rd second part we almost completed. Only TWT is remaining. That part we combinedly study in 4th unit, first chapter. So in next lecture, I start first of all unit 4, second chapter, microwave communication. Okay, that is the way of better understanding. First we understand about microwave communication, then radar system, then satellite system, and at the last we come to the fourth unit's first chapter, that is transferred electronic devices. That is the most hard for you, or most trivial solutions are there. So after going through the all chapters, you can easily understand them. Okay, so in next lecture we are going to start microwave communications. Okay, thank you to all of you. Thanks.